the WWE made a significant misstep with Rhea Ripley, and it's a decision that has left fans and analysts alike scratching their heads. In this discussion, we'll dive deep into the events that unfolded, unpack the implications, and explore how WWE might course correct as we head toward WrestleMania. The video that sparked this conversation highlights a series of booking choices that seem to promise one thing: a blockbuster showdown between Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, only for WWE to throw an unexpected curveball that has shifted the entire landscape of the Women's World Championship scene. Let's set the stage. On January 6, 2025, Rhea Ripley reclaimed the Women's World Championship in a high-stakes match against Liv Morgan. This victory occurred during the premiere episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix, a monumental moment that underscored Ripley's status as one of WWE's top stars. The win wasn't just a title change, it was a statement. Ripley, with her commanding presence and undeniable in-ring prowess, had solidified herself as the cornerstone of the women's division. Following this triumph, the immediate trajectory appeared clear: Ripley would carry the title into a marquee feud, potentially defending it at WrestleMania, the grandest stage of them all. The first chapter of this journey saw Ripley enter a rivalry with Nia Jax. The two clashed at Saturday night's main event, delivering a solid match that kept the momentum rolling. It wasn't a show stealer, but it served its purpose, keeping Ripley in the spotlight while building anticipation for what was to come. Fans naturally assumed that the next logical step would involve a major challenger stepping up, someone with the pedigree and star power to match Ripley's intensity. Early speculation pointed toward Charlotte Flair, a perennial main event talent whose history with Ripley made her a compelling opponent. Alternatively, another top-tier competitor could emerge, but the expectation was that Ripley's WrestleMania path would involve a defining, career-elevating showdown. Enter the Royal Rumble. Charlotte Flair emerged victorious in the women's match, outlasting a field that included Tiffany Stratton, among others. This outcome seemed to set the stage for Flair to challenge for a title at WrestleMania, perhaps not Ripley's, as Flair's win traditionally grants a championship opportunity of the winner's choosing. However, it left Ripley's immediate direction uncertain. Without Flair as her opponent, WWE pivoted to the Elimination Chamber, an event designed to determine Ripley's WrestleMania challenger. The lineup for the Chamber match was nothing short of stacked: Bayley, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Naomi, Bianca Belair, and Raquel Perez, all credible threats to Ripley's reign. Each woman brought her own unique strengths to the table, making it one of the most competitive fields in recent memory. When the dust settled, Bianca Belair emerged as the winner. This result felt like a home run. Belair, with her athleticism, charisma, and undeniable popularity, was the perfect foil for Ripley. The two had never faced off one-on-one on the main roster. Despite crossing paths in NXT and multi-woman matches, their careers had evolved in parallel, with Belair hitting her stride around 2021 and Ripley peaking in 2023. By 2025, both were at the height of their powers, making a WrestleMania clash between them a bona fide dream match. Fans clamored for it, the stars themselves had expressed interest in it, and the storyline practically wrote itself. Two of WWE's biggest female stars battling for the Women's World Championship in a first-time-ever singles encounter on the biggest stage possible. But then, WWE swerved. On the March 3, 2025, episode of Monday Night Raw, the company booked a title match between Ripley and Io Sky, referred to here as Io Sky for consistency with the prompt. This decision raised eyebrows from the moment it was announced. On one hand, it was a positive sign that a women's title match was slated for the main event, a testament to the division's strength and the star power of its competitors. Ripley, in particular, has earned that spotlight, with her larger-than-life persona and consistent ability to deliver. Yet, the choice of opponent felt perplexing. Io Sky is a phenomenal talent. No question, her technical skill and high-flying arsenal make her a standout performer, but she lacks the mainstream recognition and drawing power that Ripley and Belair possess. Booking her against Ripley just weeks before WrestleMania, with Belair waiting in the wings, seemed like an odd detour from what should have been a straight path to a blockbuster title match. The match itself was a roller coaster. In the closing moments, Sky countered Ripley's signature Riptide into a Hurricane Rana, followed by a picture-perfect moonsault off the top rope. The referee's count reached 3, and just like that, Io Sky was the new Women's World Champion. The arena and the audience at home fell into a stunned silence. Bianca Belair, who had won the Elimination Chamber and earned her title shot at WrestleMania, watched from ringside as her anticipated opponent lost the belt. Instead of Ripley versus Belair, The WrestleMania marquee now read Sky vs. Belair. It was a twist no one saw coming, and it left fans reeling. Let's be clear, this isn't a knock on Io Sky. Her victory was historic. With this win, she became a Grand Slam champion in WWE, joining an elite group that includes Ripley, Asuka, and the four horsewomen, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Bayley. She's also the first woman to achieve Grand Slam status in both WWE and Stardom, a testament to her remarkable career across promotions. Sky is a world-class worker, a likable personality, and a wrestler who consistently delivers in the ring. Her title win was well executed, and she earned it through skill and tenacity. But as impressive as her credentials are, the decision to pivot away from Ripley vs. Belair feels like a miscalculation, one driven more by shock value than long-term storytelling logic. The crux of the issue lies in star power and marketability. Rhea Ripley is a megastar. Her look, her attitude, and her in-ring dominance have made her a household name among wrestling fans. She's the kind of talent who transcends the ring, drawing casual viewers and hardcore fans alike. Bianca Belair isn't far behind. Her combination of strength, speed, and charisma has cemented her as one of WWE's most bankable stars. A match between them at WrestleMania would have been a cultural moment, a clash of titans that could headline night 1 or 2 without question. Io Sky, for all her accolades, doesn't occupy that same tier. She's a star, yes, but not a megastar, not yet, and perhaps not ever. That's not a critique of her ability. It's a cold, hard look at the realities of WWE's hierarchy and the metrics that define a main event draw. Consider the numbers and the optics. Ripley vs. Belair is a bigger match by virtually every measure. It's a fresh pairing, a dream scenario that fans have been vocal about wanting. Both women are at their peak, with Ripley's brooding intensity contrasting perfectly against Belair's vibrant energy. Their NXT encounters happened before either had fully blossomed. Ripley was still finding her footing as a top star, and while Belair was a standout, she hadn't yet reached the level of polish she'd achieve by 2021. By 2023, Ripley had become a force of nature, and in 2025, the timing for this matchup couldn't have been more perfect. Sky vs. Belair, while intriguing, doesn't carry the same weight. It's a good match, but it's not the one that could elevate the women's division to new heights and leave a lasting legacy. The fallout leaves Ripley in an awkward spot. She's too big a star to be left off the WrestleMania card, so WWE has to find a way to keep her relevant. Two options emerge as the most likely paths forward. Option A is the simpler, less satisfying route. Ripley enters a random feud with a mid-card talent, say, a Liv Morgan or a Naomi, and picks up a win at WrestleMania. It keeps her on the show, but it does nothing to capitalize on her momentum or stature. She'd be spinning her wheels, a placeholder booking that feels beneath her. Option B, however, offers a more compelling solution, and it's the one I'd advocate for. WWE could have Ripley invoke her rematch clause or earn her way back into the title picture through a qualifying match. Picture this: Ripley faces Belair in a non-title match on Raw, or perhaps defeats Sky in a similar scenario, proving she's still a top contender. From there, WWE could pivot to a triple threat match at WrestleMania, pitting Ripley, Belair, and Sky against each other for the Women's World Championship. It's not the one-on-one dream match fans envisioned, but it's a high-stakes compromise that gets all three women on the card in a meaningful way. This approach isn't without precedent. Reports suggest WWE is leaning toward a triple threat match for CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, a booking decision born out of necessity to include all three megastars. Triple threats aren't ideal when a singles match would suffice, but they're a proven formula for maximizing star power and delivering a spectacle. In this case, Ripley vs. Belair vs. Sky could be an epic encounter, blending Ripley's power, Belair's athleticism, and Sky's aerial artistry into a chaotic, crowd-pleasing affair. It's not perfect, but it's a fix that salvages the situation and keeps Ripley in the title conversation. The beauty of this scenario is its flexibility. WWE has multiple avenues to get there: a last-chance qualifier, a rematch clause, or even a storyline where Ripley demands her shot after being screwed by Sky's fluke win. The execution matters less than the outcome, a three-way dance that showcases the best of the women's division. Fans might still grumble about missing out on Ripley vs. Belair one-on-one, but the trade-off is a match that could steal the show if booked right. Ultimately, WWE's decision to have Sky dethrone Ripley feels like a mistake, but it's not an irreparable one. the company has time to adjust. And with WrestleMania still weeks away as of March 4, 2025, the story can evolve. Io Sky's reign could be a short, transitional one, setting the stage for Ripley to reclaim her throne in dramatic fashion. Or it could be the start of a new chapter for Sky, proving doubters wrong by rising to the occasion against Belair. Either way, Ripley's star won't dim, she's too valuable, too electric to be sidelined. For now, the ball is in WWE's court. Will they stick with Sky versus Belair and find a separate path for Ripley? Or will they listen to the fans, the stats, and the sheer logic of star power and give us the triple threat that rights this wrong? We'll find out soon enough. Until then, the debate rages on. Did WWE fumble a golden opportunity? Or is this all part of a grander plan? Time will tell. But one thing's certain, Rhea Ripley's story is far from over.